What's up, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Money. Today I want to talk to you about the stimulus plan that was just passed by the Biden administration, and what I have in here is the things that mainly affect you all in a big way on a personal level. And you'll want to stick around to the end because there are a couple items that go on here with healthcare, and if you've lost your healthcare, and what you can do to get affordable healthcare during this coronavirus pandemic. So just a brief background on this. This is a $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief plan that was initially pushed by the Biden administration, pitched in the House, was modified in the Senate, had to go back to the House to be approved after the Senate approved it, pretty much down party lines. And then once the House and the Senate had voted to approve it through a budgetary process called reconciliation, where you don't need as many votes in the Senate as you normally do, it was pushed to Joe Biden's desk and he signed it pretty much as soon as he got it. And I'm sure that you guys are familiar with a lot of these, but I just want to go over them so that you make sure that you get the things that are eligible for you to get in case you have been either affected by this pandemic or if you're just eligible for this any case. Now, the biggest one that I think everyone knows about and is looking forward to are the $1,400 stimulus checks. This was promised by the Democrats and the Biden administration as essentially a total and topping up of the $600 stimulus checks that were passed at the end of the Trump administration. And so they're adding $1,400 more onto that for a total of $2,000. Now, individuals who make up to $75,000 will be eligible for a full $1,400 check, and married couples who file jointly will be eligible for $2,800, so essentially one each, as long as you make up to $150,000 combined. Now, that will phase out up to $80,000 for individuals and $160,000. That is a difference from the $150,000 phase out number for individuals before, and $299,000, I believe, for married couples. Again, before they wanted to make this targeted for more lower income, and I don't want to say lower income, but just so that it doesn't hit the higher income people with stimulus checks. Now, this is all based on your adjusted gross income and not your gross income. So you can still make a lot more than the $75,000 or $150,000 number when you take your standard deduction and any other type of deductions that you might get, and still be eligible for that full stimulus amount. Now, this will also be, you'll get stimulus checks for dependents, adult and child dependents, anyone essentially who you can qualify as a dependent. You will also get a full $1,400 stimulus check for. So if you're, let's say, a family of 5, you would end up getting $7,000 in stimulus checks altogether. Now, if you have been on the IRS's direct deposit list, you know that these checks have been coming faster and faster. The first one took a couple weeks. The second one was relatively quick. I did receive both of those, and the second one was only a couple days. So I would imagine now that this bill is signed into law, that machine is pretty well greased, and I would say that you are going to get those checks probably within the next couple days, up to maybe a maximum of a couple weeks. So that is pretty quick on that count. Now, unemployment. The federal government has been providing enhanced weekly unemployment for quite a while, and this new bill continues that unemployment at $300 a week through September the 6th. And so if you're on unemployment and your state unemployment isn't making ends meet, this is some extra money to allow you to make those ends meet until you can hopefully get back to work. But in addition to folks that would be able to claim traditional unemployment, they have also started the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, and that's been, I shouldn't say started, this has been going on for a while, but they are also extending that for gig and self-employed workers who wouldn't normally qualify for unemployment benefits. In addition, in this stimulus bill, there is a provision for the first $10,200 of 2020 unemployment will be tax-free, which is kind of silly to me that the government would give you money and then want some of it back. But hey, that's government, baby, you know? So for housing assistance for folks, has been $21.5 billion with a B allotted for rent assistance and utility bill assistance. And this is going to be a big deal for renters who can't make the rent, can't make ends meet, because the rental eviction moratorium was not extended like the mortgage forbearance and foreclosure moratorium was, that I'm going to get into here in a second. But there's also $10 billion with a B for homeowners to pay mortgages, utilities, property taxes. There's $5 billion allotted for people who are at risk of homelessness, and there's another $5 billion available in emergency housing vouchers for the homeless. Now, the kicker to this is there has been no guidance put out as far as how you can apply for this, or even where to go to apply for any of this housing assistance. So that it remains to be seen. I would just continue, if you're one of these people that need this, I would scour Google for this to see if anything comes out about these housing assistance things. Like I said, the federal foreclosure moratorium and mortgage forbearance has been extended until June. However, there has been no eviction moratorium to go along with that. So if you need rent money, look for this $21.5 billion of rent assistance. Next page. This is where we get into the healthcare stuff. And I know that if you lose your job, a lot of times the biggest stressor may not be the income because there's unemployment or whatever. It may be the healthcare. And there's been a couple of items in this almost $2 trillion stimulus package that have been pretty much just glossed over by the media and by everyone. And it starts with the Affordable Care Act, ACA. The tax credits have been increased for years 2021 and 22. You previously needed to have your income within 400% of the poverty line, which is about $51,000 for individuals. And that's, again, I find that funny the way government works with your like 400% of the line, but that's how they write it out, so that's what you got to do. So that cap is being eliminated for 2021 and 22. And so more people will be eligible for the reduced payments for Affordable Care Act plans, and that's going to be in case you lost your job and your last tax return has income way higher than the limit, that you can still get these more affordable healthcare plans if you need it. There is also a special enrollment period from now until May 15th for the Affordable Care Act plans, and that is because of the coronavirus pandemic and people losing their jobs, and they want folks to be able to get health care so that you're not left out in the cold on health care. In addition to the stuff with the ACA, COBRA insurance, which is usually prohibitively expensive if you've just lost a job or if you've quit your job or whatever, because you end up having to pay 100% of the premium when you may have only paid 5 or 10% previously and the employer covered the other percent. You have to pay 100% plus a 2% administration fee in order to get that done. And so the federal government has decided that they will pick up 100% of that COBRA premium for you. This is going to be through September for the newly unemployed. So that if you can keep your employer-sponsored healthcare coverage with no changes through the end of September, and they're going to pick that giant tab up for you because, again, as I said, COBRA insurance it can be prohibitively expensive for people. And so those are the things that I think that people are going to be most interested in. They're going to affect you on a direct level as far as money in your pocket, keeping you in your home and being able to keep the heat and lights on, and being able to help you afford health care and health insurance. Now, the bill, like I said, almost $2 trillion, has a ton of other stuff in it that would include, stuff for the virus testing, vaccine production and distribution, aid to state and local cities and states, and that has been controversial between Democrats and Republicans, but nonetheless, it's going out. There's going to be billions and billions of dollars spent in areas that have been hit by the coronavirus pandemic, and they are allotting that money based on a formula on how bad each individual area was hit by the coronavirus itself. So that money will be coming out. I know that my local area in Cincinnati is looking to get almost half $1 billion in aid. So that money will be coming out. There will be money for schools to reopen and just a laundry list of other things that go along with any major government spending bill, you know, as I'm sure you people know. Now, how are we going to pay for this? How is it going to happen? I'll have that out in the future, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. If you found this helpful, be sure to like this video. It really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section down below. I always appreciate hearing from my viewers. I appreciate you guys watching today, and I will see you in the next one.